It looks like Ubisoft and oh my god. It has been foretold. It's actually happening. What a surprise. There it is. Yep, there it is. Ubisoft has partnered with Tencent to form a new subsidiary valued at $4.3 billion with a 25% stake. So Tencent owns a quarter of this new subsidiary of Ubisoft. The subsidiary will feature key Ubisoft franchises like Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, aiming to develop a multi-platform game ecosystem. The move is seen as a strategy to protect Ubisoft's valuable IPs while potentially restructuring its business. You know, this is the exact same thing that I said was going to happen. Like, I called this directly. I'm feeling real cute. I'm gonna be honest. I'm feeling real fucking cute right now. The most humble streamer. Yeah, I said just, dude. You can't have the number go down like that and not have the house be on fire. Like, that's the way it works. So, of course it's going to happen. And I said it was even going to be by Tencent. And it was by Tencent. So, here we go. The move is seen as a strategy to protect Ubisoft's valuable IPs and potentially restructuring the business model. Discussions online suggest this could lead to significant changes in control or the eventual closure of the original Ubisoft if it encounters financial issues with the new entity holding valuable IPs and potentially attracting top talent. So, basically, they made a new Ubisoft. Yeah. Check their stock. Okay. I don't think it will have really taken effect yet, but let's go ahead and check. It's going up a lot, actually, but this is before the announcement. The announcement hasn't been made yet, so right now it's very high, and I think that we can expect to see it continue going up higher. So Ubisoft, and this is it. Ubisoft accelerates its transformation by laying foundation for new operating model with the creation of subsidiary and injection of 1.16 billion of cash from selected investor Tencent. Today, Ubisoft is accelerating its transformation by taking an important step in rapidly evolving its operating model with the creation of dedicated subsidiary based on Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six brands. Following the formal competitive selection process, Tencent will invest, again, for 25%. Backed by greater investment and boosted creator capabilities, it will drive further increases in quality of narrative solo experience, expand multiplayer offerings with increased frequency of content release, introduce free-to-play touchpoints, and integrate more social features. So, the binding agreement with Tencent follows the formal and competitive process in exploring and assessing different strategic options assessed earlier this year, based on the careful consideration of several expressions of interest received from diverse parties, and its duty to act in the best interest of all Ubisoft stakeholders. The board of directors, upon recommendation from the ad hoc committee, determined that this transaction crystallized the best value for Ubisoft's assets and unanimously approved the proposed transaction on March 27th. Well, there it is. There we go, gentlemen. As I said, I didn't think the company was going to be sold. I thought it was going to be restructured. It's being restructured. And China now owns 25% of it. So, that's a lot. How much you bet? Yeah, they're going to fire everybody and then reallocate the IPs. Yeah, that's what they're going to do. They're doing this, by the way, and this is what's going to happen. Everybody's getting fired. Yeah, they're getting rid of probably most of these people. Like, if you're working at Ubisoft right now, I would update my resume. Like, that's it. Employee count. They have 23,000 employees. So if you really think that they're gonna... Do you really think Tencent is gonna keep 23,000 people on the payroll? Abso-fucking-lutely not. So these guys are done. Like, they're totally cooked. It's over. It's finished. They're totally going to change this, and that's gonna be it, man. And I think it's kind of funny for me to see this, because everybody on Twitter was talking about how much of a success Assassin's Creed was and how everything is fine. And I don't know if these people can read a graph. I don't know if they can read a graph. Like, anybody could have seen this happening. Ubisoft has officially sold its video game franchises and formed a new subsidiary giving Tencent 25% ownership and royalties. Ubisoft did so well with Assassin's Creed Shadows, they were forced to sell. I said this shit was going to happen. The thing is that I didn't think it was going to be so fast. If you like Ubisoft games and you want them to continue making good games, this is the best case scenario. It really is. Tencent also, by the way, before anybody, oh, China bad, China bad. Grinding Gear Games, the people that we just watched their like video game showcase and everybody was like pogging out about, Grinding Gear Games is owned completely by Tencent, and so is Riot. So like this whole idea that like, oh, China bad, get the f out of here. Like, China is the only people now that are making good games. So there it is. I'm not really sure how this is a bad thing. To put into perspective, 19,000 employees is $1.8 billion. Get woke, go broke. These are IPs that have value. Very interesting move. RIP Ubisoft, you were good years ago. Well, this is going to make... China will make Ubisoft great again. Because they'll hold them to high standards and they don't care about any sort of like social messaging, any kind of like... What they care about is making a video game that people will buy. That's all they care about. They don't care about AI. They don't care about, you know, diversity. They don't care about DEI. They don't care about, like, LGBT. They don't care about any of that stuff. All they care about is making a good game. No messaging, no bullshit, just a good game. And if you look at a lot of the other studios that they have ownership in, I think that this is a very, very tried and true practice. And from what I've seen, it sure seems to work. And you can't type 1989. That's another thing. You can't forget that. Yeah, everyone ready for the news cycle of Assassin's Creed Shadows? Okay, it didn't sell as much as... Assassin's Creed Shadows peak wasn't even close to Monster Hunter Wilds' current low concurrent players. Oh, yeah, no, the game didn't sell as well as it needed to. That's just all there is to it. I mean, if... like, obviously, I think the truth is that the writing was probably on the wall from this after they derived pre-orders. Like, it's not like these guys, like, they knew whether this game was going to do well or not before it came out. Like, realistically, they knew. And so they probably had a projection because, I mean, they've got 10 years of, like, pre-order data and they can extrapolate from that, right? I mean, of course they can. And so the fact that they're doing this, I think, is very obvious that, you know, this was planned for a while. This wasn't because of the reception of Assassin's Creed Shadows. This was because of the reception of Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, having to shut down X-Defiant, Star Wars Outlaws, and also the negative reception leading up to Assassin's Creed Shadows, that I think that even if you don't agree with any of the sentiment and you think that Assassin's Creed Shadows was still a success, you have to acknowledge that all of the controversy was a negative for the game. Like, if you look at, like, did the controversy make the game sell more copies or less copies? It made it sell, I think, a lot less copies. And Skull and Bones, too. I forgot about that. Yeah. So this is the reality. This is not, like... I really doubt that Ubisoft... Assassin's Creed Shadows came out. Wait, there's not enough people playing. Quick, sell it now. Shut it down. Quick, call up China. All right, do you still have the money? Okay, all right, let's get this done now. That's not what happened. I really just don't think that's what happened, guys. This was planned years ago. This was planned when the downturn began. That's what I think happened. I think this downturn began, and then as soon as Ubisoft saw the writing on the wall with this, they decided, you know what? We're fucked. That's it. Shadows flopped. It doesn't matter if Shadows flopped. Shadows didn't flop, but it's not a shining star either. It's just another video game. And they needed it to be an Elden Ring. And it wasn't. It was not an Elden Ring. So even a shining star cannot save a company that big? Well, no, I think that if Assassin's Creed Shadows, like, okay, if Assassin's Creed Shadows had sold as many copies as Black Myth Wukong, I think that we would be having a very different conversation, and there's a chance that this deal might have been changed slightly. But I think that really, Assassin's Creed Shadows was like it's kind of like after you break up with a girlfriend for being toxic, and then you find out she was cheating on you after you already broke up with her. Like, yeah, it definitely made things worse, but the decision was already made. You know, like, it was already done. Let me see here. I'm gonna see if I can search it up. Asmongold, Ubisoft. And these are the people, they wanted... See, this is actually... And you remember, in the Bible, this is what they did to Jesus. So, Jesus tried to tell the people the truth, and they wanted to kill him for it. They were angry. They didn't want to come into the light. And now the light has come into the cave. That's it. The cave is falling down. It's crumbling. I said this was going to happen. The first person, yes, Jesus, you guys might not know this, but Jesus is actually the first person in history to get canceled. And so, yeah, anyway, the point that I'm making here is that if you look at this publisher and you see their releases that they've made, almost every single one of these games is a piece of shit. They're all pieces of shit that nobody plays. That's all it comes down to. Like, and even if you think that they're good, they're not good enough. These games are not popular enough to have to run a massive studio like this. It's just not going to happen, man. I don't care. We're talking about Jesus now, bro. Well, I mean, that's what I was saying. I was talking about myself. Again, guys, I want to emphasize this. The success of Assassin's Creed Shadows, or the lack of success of Assassin's Creed Shadows, in my opinion, I don't think Assassin's Creed Shadows met their expectations. I think that they probably had even higher expectations for the game, and it did not meet them. And so, it's a swing and a miss. Yeah, now, it probably did well, and it's not like this is going to be a Concord, you know, like massive failure game that nobody plays and it causes the company to fall apart. But again, the reason why this is happening, time and time again, they've released bad games and they've run out of time. And they had to sell a huge portion of the company to China, and they had to compromise all of their IPs and basically sell them to China. And, what's this here? Now China is going to make games for me? The chuds? Bro, he's not wrong. And the thing is that, and I also want to talk about an element of this that I think is really important, is that you have a lot of people on Twitter who like to virtue signal about how much fun they're having playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, etc., and like how good the game is. Looking at the graphs, it sure seems like, and looking at the amount of people that are actually playing the game and watching content about the game, it's basically nobody. Like, I know that at least for, like, my my audience, like, yeah, people all wanted to watch, like, the first and second day, but then people got pretty tired of it fast because it was the same content over and over. So, that's it. They were running defense for Assassin's Creed like this? Yeah, they were. They were running defense for a very long time, and they were completely in the wrong for it. They were. And the problem, and I think that what's disappointing about this, is that a lot of these people don't understand that what they were doing is they were enabling a company to make decisions that are going to cause the loss of thousands of people's jobs. When I'm calling out these things that these companies are doing and I'm saying this isn't good, they should be thanking me. They should be saying thank you for telling us this because we didn't know this and we can't figure it out. Most of us hate watched it. Yes, exactly. And so all of the people that were trying to run defense for Ubisoft and protect them from the chuds and everything, I want to let them know that you are responsible for this company having to lay off. This company will probably lay off over 10,000 people collectively, right? Or at least like restructure them in a way that's not advantageous. That's probably what's going to happen. This is going to be a massive fucking rapture at this company. And they caused this because they're too caught up in their own identity politics and their own worldview in order to see common sense. And that's what's happened. These people have totally fucking lost their minds. They're defending things that are just retarded. And they can't read graphs. They don't understand numbers. And they've totally fucked everything up. They watch them give all the jobs to Chinese people. So what do you think the probability is that Tencent is going to restructure Ubisoft in a way that gets rid of the people in the Western studios and hires people in the Chinese studios? Oh, God. What are the odds of that? I think probably about 100%. Yeah, it's going to happen. Ubisoft lives on as predicted. Tencent was never going to let it die out. Ubisoft will live on in the same way that, like, a corpse lives on when it's resurrected by a necromancer, okay? Like, yes, it's living, kind of, right? But not really. Ubisoft got bought out by Tencent regardless. Bro, this guy, reject your false idols. Embrace thinking for yourself. And remember, self-righteousness will soon lead to damnation. He was right, man. Oh my God, this is fucking funny. we are all okay with China basically owning the gaming market. I'm not okay with China owning the gaming market. And I think that it's very fair to be critical and worrisome about the fact that China is exercising true soft power by indirectly enforcing Chinese censorship into international games. And I think this is a very important conversation to have as Americans and Westerners at how we process this and how we respond to it. But would I rather... Okay, so here's the truth. Which one's worse? Actually, I want to do a poll. Who would you rather have in control? The CCP? Woke Karens. Okay, so we are at the point now where the Council of Karens has become so unpopular, people are hoping that the Chinese Communist Party comes in, like... These people are so shit retarded that these people are hoping, everybody's hoping now, that the Chinese Communist Party is going to come in and enact some common sense. How the fuck did we get here? Are you kidding me? Yeah, bunch of idiots in here. We hate woke shit. Well, it sure seems that way. You know who's probably so happy about this? Mark Kern. Because he's been getting roasted for days and days and days about this, you know, all Ubisoft and everything like this. Important to note, Ubisoft, like, because Ubisoft was making fun of him just a couple of days. It was yesterday. It was maybe the day before. I don't remember. Just a couple of days ago, they were memeing on this guy. And now, you know what's really funny is that social media manager is probably going to lose their job. Let's take a look at Tencent's social media presence. They don't care. And incorrect. Check Riot. You're right. Riot does pretty well. They do. And sure. But I think that this is probably a much more of a controlling perspective. I think that Riot, the difference is that Tencent probably lets the people in the West do what they want to do because it's working. That's the reality, right? I mean, like, Riot is making money and the games are going well, so there's no need for any sort of, like, executive top-down leadership because you can let people just self-direct and make decisions on their own and things are going fine. The real time that you have top-down, like, decision-making happening is when things fall apart, and that's when you need that executive-level leadership. And so Riot doesn't need that, and neither does Grinding Gear Games. And they also, everybody loves Baldur's Gate 3. Tencent owns part of Larian Studios, who made Baldur's Gate 3. So Tencent basically owns a little bit of everything in the gaming industry, right? Minus a handful of companies. And ironically, a lot of the companies that they don't own are garbage. So I for one welcome, you know, our new overlords here. I think it's great. I'm glad. An all-company email that was sent by Ubisoft employees. Oh shit! This was an email that was sent to people from Ubisoft. In a follow-up email, Marie Sophie Wilbert, Chase Studios and portfolio officer, said, I wanted to follow up immediately with all of you in Montreal, Quebec, Barcelona, whatever, about the new business unit being created. First and foremost, I want to emphasize that the agreement we announced is a powerful enabler and all exciting opportunity for Ubisoft. Yes, for the people that are writing these emails, it is. It will help us accelerate the evolution and improve how we make games with greater focus and agility. Do you know what agility means? That means when you trim the fat and you can move faster. Yep, you hear that word, agility. Uh-oh, uh-oh, oh. Yep, you're getting fired, exactly. Tencent's investment is a strong testament in their trust in our ability to grow Assassin's Creed. Well, it's their trust in the franchise, I would say. Is a direct result of the incredible work that you've done in making these franchises iconic? No, it's not. They haven't done good work, and they've destroyed the franchises, and that's the reason why you're selling part of the studio. If you think that they're actually selling their company to China because they want to, you're insane. They're doing this because they have to. Like, if you look at this stock, if you look at this here, this is a really bad number. And you can't have a graph like this and keep your fucking job. Like, how many of you guys, if you had a graph like this, you'd be getting a performance improvement plan, or you know, you'd be out on your ass. You'd be done. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're getting laid. Yeah, you're probably just getting instantly laid off. You're not even getting a pip. You're getting instantly laid off. I also want to be clear, if you are not currently working on these brands, it doesn't mean that your work matters any less. It only means that you're going to get fired. So your work still matters, but it doesn't matter enough for us to probably pay you long term, so you're going to be gone. In the upcoming weeks and months, we will work hard to build the best organization possible. Of course, this brings some uncertainty and questions. Right now, we may not have all the detailed answers. Yes, you do. I think that you do. Wow. Is McDonald's hiring? I don't know. So this was, again, all Ubisoft company was sent this email. It's over. It's over. Wow. Anyone who isn't working on Rainbow Six franchise will be laid off. Yeah, Rainbow Six is one of the only franchises that they're doing that's going well. Instead of that, they announced... Wait, isn't this the helmet they gave Trump? Wait. Not exactly, but it's kind of close. Wow. 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 So it's jewelry? They're making jewelry? Well, tacky as fuck. Basically, they're adding in this $80. What is this here? $120, $120, $80, $80. Wow. Bling bling. There you go, boys. This is how they're doing. Well done. Not surprised at all to see you selling your IPs to sell in business. Hopefully Tencent will do something worthwhile with them. It's so funny for me to see this happen. The new subsidiary would include teams developing Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, and Far Cry franchises based in Montreal, as well as the back catalog of other games. New subsidiary would be granted by Ubisoft a worldwide exclusive irreparable. Oh my god. So this is, yeah, basically they went all the way with this. The new subsidiary would be granted by Ubisoft a worldwide, exclusive, irrevocable, perpetual license in respect to the intellectual property and similar proprietary rights owned or licensable by Ubisoft in relation to Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, Assassin's Creed, and Far Cry in exchange for a royalty. Yep, there it is. And so it's totally sold out. And, wow. Well, guys, the obvious thing that everybody knew would happen, this is only 5 hours ago. I'm not ready to celebrate this new joint venture yet. I need to see their first game release before I believe they're heading in the right direction. Well, I just think that this is like, for me, this is vindication, because a lot of people were trying to gaslight me and tell me that it was normal that the company loses 80% of its value in 5 years. And so I feel very vindicated about this, to be honest with you, because I was telling people, I was like, this is not, there's no way, right? There's no way this is like, this is good. Like, nobody can say this is good. And so, but people were just totally, because they were so blinded by like their culture fixation that they were unwilling to just look at objective reality. And it's really sad to see that happen to people, but unfortunately, reality arrives all the same, and it sure seems like it's here.